back to the One Celtic Fans View this afternoon. And there is some transfer news, and also the news that Matt O'Reilly has boarded a flight and headed south. He's gone south for the winter, except he's not coming back. Yes, he has headed south, but unlike birds that tend to come back in the summertime, that fly up, that go south for warmer climates, Matt O'Reilly will not return. Will not return to Celtic, and the only thing that will return is a healthy bank balance. Is that a massive bank balance for Celtic? But Celtic, that's the way we like it. We like it. We like it. Oh, oh, oh. Anyway, there's a vote. Will Arne and Mateusz make us stronger? 87% say yes already. There's 32 votes in already, with people just jumping on. That is the question today. This board is going to let us down again. How can you say they're going to let us down when they're about to bring in Arne and Mateusz for around about £18 million combined, I think? It's going to be an interesting one. I'm not sure what... I need to get the... What is Arne worth? But anyway, let's get some details, first of all, on why Celtic want Mateusz and what he's actually done this season. What has he done this season? Well, this season in the MLS in 2024, there's been 24 matches. 24 matches that he's played in, and he scored 13 goals in 24 matches. That's just over half the season at Celtic. Does that give him, statistically, does that make him better than Matt O'Reilly? He has only had the 5 assists in those 24 games, though. The hell was that chair making that noise? You're in your chair. So in 24 matches, he has scored 13 goals and he's got 5 assists. Hence the reason that Celtic want to get Mateusz to Celtic on Monday. They want to conclude the deal for that on Monday. He's an attacking midfielder. He sits at 1.7 metres high, and he was born on 22nd of August 2001. It makes him 23 years old. So I think that the fact that they're wanting around about 8 million for him, it says that his current market value is only about 4 million, but we'll see what happens. They're wanting around about 8 million for him. When you look at Arne, he is a player that's playing in Germany. Good league to be playing in. And we've done not too bad in the past with German players. We haven't done too bad. Andy Tom wasn't too bad. Although he plays in a different position, he can play on the wing. He's valued also around about £9 million. So are Celtic about to spend £18 million? That'll shut a few folk up, won't it? If Celtic do a double deal, for both these players and spend £18 million next week, God, there's a lot of you out there that are going to have egg on your faces. I did say that I expect Celtic to spend big this week compared to what we usually do. And I think by all accounts, Mateusz is on £9,000 a week. You can easily afford to double his wages. We'll double his wages anyway. I think that next week is the most important week. And this, I've seen a lot of headlines out there, and Chris Sutton was one of them, saying that if you sell the crown jewels of Celtic, you'd be as well putting up a white flag and hand over the league. Well, nothing's won at this stage of the season. And Rangers will sit and they'll get a trophy tonight for we were top of the league for 12 hours. Yes, we were top of the league for 12 hours in August. In August. We are the champions for 12 hours. We'll keep on pretending that we're Rangers. Because we are the safe goal in the skies. Anyway, And the question for the poll this afternoon has had 110 votes already. Is will Arne and Mateusz make us stronger? I think they will, and at a combined cost around about 18 million. I think that both will be in at Celtic, and Brendan Rodgers will be sitting very smug next week. I think when we get in a left back and a defender, that's the 4 players that were pretty much guaranteed that we get in. And then all that needs is maybe another winger. I can't see us going for a striker, but you never know what might happen. But I reckon that Celtic will get the 5 players that Brendan wants, pretty much. But will we also go for the young lad up in Dundee? That's a question that is that needs to be answered. But I'm thinking not. At this moment. But then you never go. Celtic might just go out and get the young guy just to strengthen that midfield, and they're thinking a few years down. If Celtic were to go out and get these 2 guys, right, and then get the young guy from Dundee, would that be throwing down a statement of intent for Brendan, for building for the future, building after Callum McGregor, building after James Forrest? I think it would be. We all know that, Callum's at the tail end of his career. He's only really got 3 seasons left in him. We need to bring in players that are going to be here for more than 3 seasons, and the next run of success, the next block of success is in the building, and I think that's paramount. And we need that strength to make us just that little bit stronger in the Champions League. Anyway, is there final scores yet in Scotland? It should have been, shouldn't there? Looks like Dundee United have, they've actually won a game. They won a game against St Johnstone today. Hibernian won against Dundee. That was good for Hibernian, considering that Dundee were sitting 5th in the league. That was a good one for Hibernian, because it does get them up the league a little bit. Gets them their first 3 points of the season. So hats off to the Hibees for getting that first one of the season. There was a lot of yellow cards in that game, wasn't there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 yellow cards in that game. And then there was another game in Scotland, but I'm not really fussy about that because I don't even want to mention them today, because it's all about Celtic, and it's all about the fact that we're about to bring 2 players in that I think will make Celtic a lot stronger. The fact that Celtic are now in the market for a player, and if you went into the community tab about 2.5 hours ago, I did put the picture that was doing the rounds on social media of Matt O'Reilly heading south. Now, Celtic would not be letting Matt O'Reilly head south if they had not got irons in the fire, poking the fire, waking the baby up, rattling the cage of the board's door, rattling the cage of that vault that's sitting with a bank of cash in it. It's like a Bitcoin vault, stacked with the Celtic coffers that's been taken from the fans over the past few years. And there's the money man at the door going, "No, you're not getting to spend any. Peter, move over. Your time is done at Celtic." Don't care. Don't care. I want my money. Anyway, let's dive into the comment section. And if you have just jumped onto the live, make sure that you vote, because there's 150 votes. Will Arne and Mateusz make us stronger? Since Matt O'Reilly has left the building and Hibs drew 2-2. The SPF fucking hell website's pish, innit? So they did. I needed to update the... Well, so much for it being a live site, eh? What a terrible website. The SPFL website's terrible. Well, that's good for Dundee then, because Dundee are still sitting in 4th position. Well, there you go. And Hibs are still 2nd. Absolute shower of shite. Good Jesus. There you go. And for confirmation, the William Hill SPFL website is absolute pish. So never go into the SPL website and look for updates and live updates, because it doesn't give you live updates. You need to refresh the site. What an absolute ditty of a site. It's the SPFL all over, isn't it? It's just go down the cheapest route possible. Absolutely stinking. Honest to God, man. That's pissed me off, that then, because I was actually looking forward to Hibs actually climbing up the table. Yeah, it's 2-2. Yeah, it's 2-2. If we get them, it's a big spending for Celtic million, of course. 164 votes. Fucking somebody's going to just screenshot that or video it and said, check this prick out. He says Hibs won when it was 2-2. What a fucking knob-end, what a pure fucking knob-end, man. Look at this Fenian bastard. What a fucking Fenian bastard. Stupid as fuck, aren't he? And there's the guy talking when it's got no teeth in. Do you know what I mean? So, anyway, Stephen Johnson is in the house. Right, let's jump up to the comment section and see what everyone's saying in the comments this afternoon. There's only 351 on folk. Come on, share it with your friends. Get everyone on board this Saturday afternoon. Ali was first in. Afternoon, folks. Boys 67. He'll Baz. 2-0. He's going for tomorrow. He thinks it'll be a physical game. It's a game that the one and only, the man that took the ball from the midfield, skipped past the Rangers player, took on another, took a strike from 23 yards outside, away from the goal, smashed the ball towards the Rangers goal during the Scottish Cup final, for it to be palmed away by the one and only Rangers keeper, for it then to be smashed into the net by the one and only Adam Ida. Yes, it's a massive day for the one and only Paulo Bernardo. Paulo Bernardo tomorrow needs to go and he needs to grab a Celtic flag and a scarf. He needs to tie it around the pole, the post. He needs to do a Griffiths. He needs to do a Lee Griffiths for us. Tie it around the pole and go to Brendan Rodgers. This is my tap. Nobody's getting it. I'm for shouting this team from now on. See these boys that are coming in for 8 million. Yeah, tell me to hold their wished. Hold their wished and hold their time. I was here last year, Gaffer. First in, first served. You know, fast your last you can. Hey, you know, fast your last. Duncan was in afternoon. Baz F is in the house. Paddy Burns is in the house. This board is going to let us down again. Baz says Paddy Burns. Well, there you go. Love these polls, says Chilpill. Yeah, I'm going to keep on doing them. I'm going to keep on doing them, and we'll see how long it takes for other channels to start copying it on a daily basis, because I'm going to do it every time we're live. Hail Baz says Big Rab BZ heads in the house. Evening Baz. It's late afternoon. It's afternoon. It's not evening yet. Buenas tardes. No noche. Tardes. Not tardes. Paul Bear's in the house. Sharon's in the house. Paul McHugh is in the house. Conin's in the house. The bank balance doesn't go into the club. The bank balance goes to the board, the shareholders, which I'm one. So you're one of them. You didn't get any dividends on your shares. You don't get any dividends on your shares. All you get is the increase to the value of the shares, and you have to sell it to make any money. Even though you're a shareholder, you don't get any dividends, I bet, because there was only a select few who were sold the shares that could have dividends. Jim Dolan's in the house. Who really cares in the house? Ronan's in the house. Stoned Outlaw 1888. Alright, balls. Fucking dancer, man. What the channel name is Stoned Outlaw 1888. Alright, Baz, man. It's fucking. Get it been here, man. Let's get this fucking Doug Boz and that again. Even McGowan would make us stronger. But not the best question. Not the best question. How's it not the best question? And it's two players that are going to come into Celtic, and the question is, will they make us stronger? Anyway, move on. Lanky says, I'm so happy right now. I've been pretty spot on with Brendan. We'll get his own players in. Lanky, you have that. But no, wait a minute, Lanky. No. You were the one that said Mikey Johnston was a done deal, 5 million on a 4-year deal. You didn't get that one right, did you? All a joke, mate. John's in house, Mike Powers in house. Howdy, Baz and Tims. I'd like both players, especially Mateusz for his assists. He'll be more prevalent if he plays more in midfield. I think that in a few months' time, you're going to be looking at this Celtic team and this is my prediction, and I've said it before, in a few months' time, you're going to be looking at this Celtic team and you're going to go, Matt, who? And on the odd occasion, you'll get some fans that will look down to see exactly how Brighton is doing. Brighton. Okay, I know that's it. End the conversation. Who cares? Who cares? He's gone. He is gone. Michelle Shaw's in the house. Afternoon, Baz and Phil Timms. Stephen, I hope you had a great day. Nicholas in the house. Get them in first, Baz, before we get ahead of ourselves, says the Milton Provost. No, I'm generally, I'm quite quietly confident about these two, and I think that I did say that I think that this Celtic board will give people a little shock with the amount of money that we'll spend next week. And if we get those two in at 18 million, if we pay 18 million for two players, that's a statement of intent by Celtic. That's a massive statement of intent. Buying Adam Ida, 8.5 plus add-ons, and then buying another two midfielders around about 8 million each, and then going out and buying a defender, and then going buying a left back. You're going to be on the verge of around about 25 to 30 million pounds that we'll spend next week. But like Brendan Rodgers said at the interview when we signed Adam Ida, he says, if you don't spend enough money, you get it in the neck. And then when you do spend money, you get it in the neck anyway. You've spent too much. You've paid too much. And as far as Brendan's concerned, it's value for money. And it is value for money. And if we do bring these players in at that price and that kind of money, it's a massive, massive change around from the way that the board were last season. It's a massive change around the way the players that were dished up on a silver platter to the manager when he came in, that were pretty much all agreed with the previous manager, and these 9 players are going to be fantastic players, but we all know what happened to them. Mateusz is on $9,000 a week. We can afford his wages. Yep. Carly says, hail, hail. She's in the house. Green Smoke's in the house. Apparently, Mateusz is known as Matty. Now, there you go. He's known as Matty. He will be in America because they'll not say Mateusz. Rock me Mateusz. Mateusz. Rock me Mateusz. Mateusz. Rock me Mateusz. Mateusz. Rock me. Rock me Mateusz. Jesus. Right. Anyway, Raymond says that would be brilliant, Lanky, if we get both of them in. In a few years under Brendan, these guys could be anything. These guys could be anything. No chance. Can't see it. Say stoned. Outlaw 1888. It's fucking no chance, man. It's fucking no chance of we spending 18 million, man. Fucking no way, Baz, man. Not a fucking chance, man. Anyway, Carly says we're playing world beaters next week, mind? Yes. And we need to remember that they did score a barrel load of goals today. Warming up for next week. Should make it a battle of the giants. No, not make it a battle of the Newco. The Newco. With no fans. And let's see how much they have with that. George says definitely need players in for the Champions League and for the rest of the season. And to hump that dirty mob next Sunday. Lanky's a clairvoyant. Ooh. That's the wrong tune. Anyway, John Hen says, out with the balloons. What for? Mateusz is a playmaker, a skill that Matt would be the bee's knees, and skill like Matt would be the bee's knees. Lanky says once Matt goes, what do you mean once he goes? He's in London just now. He's down south just now. He's on the flight earlier. We will definitely bring players in. What's happening just now is just like that, 100%. Yeah, I think that these players, the talks for the Polish guy in America, Mateusz, won't conclude until Monday. I think that'll be a done deal. They want to keep the player to win the cup final. Obviously, you're not going to upset a team and try and get the done deal before a cup final. I mean, we wouldn't sell anybody before a cup final if it was the bad old days of being able to do transfers at any point in the season. You just wouldn't do it. You wouldn't sell a player. So let's get to the cup final. If you win the cup final, yeah, you can have him. Gives the money. Happy days. Bob's your uncle. But anyway, green smoke is in the house. What happened with? That's what happened to Ida. Yep, exactly. The Bun's doing another lap of honour. And their 6-0 win against Ross County. They fucking did not. Well, you can't say it's a lap of honour, but as credit where credit is due, Lanky's been spot on. Carly says, are these guys coming in? Have I missed something? Carly, of course they're coming in. Of course they're coming in. We do not add to speculation here, and we do not create speculation. They're pretty much done deals as far as I'm concerned. And the way that it's getting spoken about by people in the know, I think it's done deals. I think the Americans, they've made it known that you're not getting them till Monday. The other guy, Arne, he's been watched by Celtic a few times, and we've been sniffing around trying to get this done deal. No, it's just been waiting for Matt to go, and that's the honest answer. I mean, Celtic are not going to go out and spend 18 million, and then Matt O'Reilly doesn't get sold. That's never going to happen. We would like to think it would happen. Brendan Rodgers would like to think it would happen, but you know the way that the money men run Celtic. If they can get 25 million in the door, right, the way that they'll look at it, we're in profit. The way to look at this window right now, before we sell Matt O'Reilly, we are massively in profit. We're massively in profit this window, right? So we're around about, if you go back to the winter window, towards, you can't include the winter, this window alone, we're in massive profit, right? We're on about 8 million profit, say. Thereabout. Somebody will correct me in the comments. If you can get 25 million cash, there you go. It's in the bank, right? Brendan Rodgers then goes to the board, right? I need 4 players in. Much of the players costing 26 million. That's fine. We've just brought in 25. We've got that million, right? Fair enough. It's no cost us a penny. We've then got 4 players in, and that's the way that these money men think. They're thinking, right, we've just sold 1 asset, and then we've got another 4. And that's the way that these money men will think. Brendan Rodgers would love to have got the 4 players in before Matt O'Reilly was sold, but the money men like to balance the books, and they like to go, right, we've got rid of 1 asset, and we're bringing in 4 with the potential to sell on for even more. So they'll take it as a fantastic risk, and they'll give Brendan what he wants, because he knows that he's going to get players that he's hoping. Now, you're bringing these players in for 8 million. You're not selling these players for 15 million. You know, they're young guys. Mateusz, what did you see? He is only 23, right? You're not bringing him in for 8 million and then trying to sell him on for 10 million. You're trying to sell him on for 25 to 30 million. That's what people are going to think that this guy's going to be worth. Arne, he's another guy. He's Belgian. If we bring in him for around about 8 million, you're not going to look to try and sell him off for about 15 million. You know, you want to improve him that much. And you've got to remember, he's a young guy also. He's only 20-year-olds. 20-year-olds and 8 million. He must be a bit of a player. You're not buying in a 20. We never buy in 20-year-old players at £8 million. Not a chance. Not a chance. Are we buying in an £8 million player at 20-year-old for to try and sell on and improve and sell on for 15? Celtic are thinking they're going to get 25 to 30 million for this player as well. So they see it as a fantastic bit of business, because if they sell 1 player every year for 25 million and bring in a shitload of other players, 2 or 3, we only need to bring in, if you're selling 1 player a year at 25 million, you can bring in another 3 players, and you can have this conveyor belt that we want at Celtic to make us better in the Champions League and to keep the money men happy as well. So, yeah. Anyway, we move on. Today, Engels booked for standing in the step of an opponent. Did not have a great game, but strong for a 20-year-old. That's good. Talking about Arne Engels. We do not spend big, but we profit either way. The Huns will be on a high because they scored a few goals, completely forgetting it was Ross County or utter pish. Yes, Ross County, who are complete rank, and they're going to be the whipping boys this season, I think. But then again, Kilmarnock are bottom of the league. Hibs are on 1 point, Hearts are on 1 point, and Motherwell's on 1 point. That's below them. You would never thought that, but they're not going to stay down there long. But then you never know. Be freaking brilliant, absolutely brilliant. If Hearts got relegated this season, I'd love that. I'd absolutely love it. You would see. I bet you would see a change of. And I bet you if Hearts were down the bottom of the league and in the playoffs at the end of the season, getting ready to be relegated. Watch this, all of a surprise. The league gets extended. The league gets made bigger. Oh, there's a shock, wouldn't it? That would be terrible if that happened. And yet, well, you wanted it. I fucking bet you did. Yeah, I bet you did. If Hibs and Hearts were down there ready to get relegated, I mean, remember Hearts got relegated. Hibs got relegated a few seasons. Hearts were up and down a few seasons ago. Remember. Anyway, let's get back to the comments. Saying James is in the house, who is a channel member. Hail, everyone. Kevin says we need to meet the homegrown player requirements. So we could be bringing in the guy for Dundee to help us with that then. Rangers and Tartars at Celtic that matters. The Milton Provos. Lanky says McGowan, nah, that's not going to happen now, especially that we're bringing in the German and the Polish. Do you think so? Any news on Mikey Johnson moving on yet? No. Actually, it's went a bit quiet. There's still two teams kicking about. There is still the two teams. I did see something else. Mikey Johnson. Still saying Burnley. Let me just check the land of. Let me just double check this. Oh no, no. Oof. Plus Mikey Johnson deal. Yeah, nonsense. Nonsense. Nah, there's nothing new coming out of Mikey Johnson just yet. And as soon as anything does, I'm sure that we'll find out. Carly says, "Chill. We are already started saying they'll pump us. They've already started saying that they'll pump us next week. Let them do their talking in the social media and off the pitch and everything, and we'll do our talking on the pitch." Dundee lads got plenty of potential, says John. Buns will be on a high. Don't care because O'Reilly's gone. You've got to remember, O'Reilly in the cup final. I think when Paulo Bernardo came on, Paulo Bernardo had the biggest impact. He had a bigger impact in the cup final. Just my thoughts anyway. And don't get carried away. It's Ross County. Ross County. Lanky. Hibs Dundee 2-2. Yeah, so I'm going to jump through. I'm going to miss out a load of comments. Was that a Hun I seen in the house? Was that it? Just try to. Money people don't understand football, says Mappy. Nah, they don't understand it. But we'll be lucky to get Engels for 10 million, says Kieran. Rogers said Rocco Vata was too young for the young team, but prepared to spend 8 or 9, 10 million. He consistently trips himself up, says Wex 1888. He wanted that's wrong, actually, Wex, because he wanted Rocco Vata to be our third choice striker in the first team. And he told Rocco Vata that last season. He told Rocco Vata that last season when we all knew that his contract was running out. And that's why Rocco Vata was getting into the first team. And then when it was made apparent that he wasn't going to sign the deal, you know, that was our third choice striker. Brendan Rodgers has said it. Brendan Rodgers said Rocco Vata was our third choice striker. And that's why we don't have a third choice striker at the moment, because Rocco Vata has gone. So they're saying that, well, Dyson could be the third choice. But anyway, it's horses for courses. And plus, Rocco Vata is not worth 8 million. And he's not playing in Germany. Do you know what I mean? So, got to be careful what you wish for. Lanky, I think we'll bring in O'Shea. Dara O'Shea. Nope. We're not going to bring in. We're not going to bring in Dara O'Shea, because they're wanting 15 million for him, Lanky. I think we'll get Trusty, but I don't think we'll get Dara O'Shea. They're wanting 15 million for him. If we bring in Dara O'Shea and we spend 15 million on him, and plus the money on the other players, fans are going to go, what the somebody spiked the board. Nah, I can't see us bringing in Dara O'Shea. Cannot see that at all. They're top of the league, giving it big talk. They know even Aberdeen, when you're not even third. Exactly, Aberdeen. They can shout all they want because there's still loads of games to play. O'Shea's going to Liverpool. Yeah, O'Shea's going to Liverpool for about 15 million. Carter Vickers will be the next summer sale, Baz. Not a chance, Brown Warrior. Not a chance. Brown Warrior, he will be here for at least another 2 seasons. Cameron Carter Vickers will be here for at least another 2 seasons. Dross County, yep. Don't give us money to the scum score. Missed that. Frank says Aberdeen have signed Nisbet. Shows you teams can buy players. Is that they've got money to spend though? Aberdeen, pardon me. He signed the pool, and then a wide man come in to sit on the bench. I think the guys that are on the bench just now will just be kept on the bench. These guys are going to come in and be in and around the first team. Do you think that it would be a mad idea for Celtic to buy a League One Scottish team to bring on the youth team? Nah. No excuses, but signings in, says Green Smoke. Keep Butcher's Apron off the chat. Is there Butcher's Aprons on the chat? Want a side bet on that, Baz? £20 to charity, your choice, says Brown Warrior. What, he's going to be sold in 2 seasons? You're saying it'll next to be sold, and I'm saying it'll be sold in 2 seasons' time. So it's not really a bet, is it? You have to put a date on your bet. You have to put a date either this window or the next window. And if it's the next window, I'm saying between 1 or 2 years. So it's not really a bet, is it? Aaron Connolly going for free. We're not going to go for him. We struggle to buy players, but we don't struggle to sell, says Frank. Watch out this week. Watch out this week because there's going to be, I think there's going to be a big set of headlines coming in. Matt is a distant memory. He's gone 28.5 million profit. Now spend it next summer. I think he'll be going the summer after. I think it'll be going the summer after. But if you want to put a £20 bid on that, you could bet it. Right, we'll do that. There we go. We'll give it to the Celtic charity. If Engels and Bogusz comes in, Bernardo will be a bench player. No, he won't, because Celtic are preparing themselves for life without the one and only Rio Hatate. They know that Rio Hatate will be the next big player to leave Celtic. Rio Hatate will not be here next summer. So Celtic are buying in the players just now to make sure that the team going forward is still as strong. Rio Hatate will be sold next summer at the latest. If he doesn't go the next transfer window, he won't go this one. Celtic will not sell him this one, but they will sell Rio Hatate. Rio Hatate has said he wants away. And I think he'll either go at the Christmas window or next summer for definite. That's a player that will definitely be sold next summer, is Rio Hatate. Definitely. Let's see what the poll says. Oh, you're all mostly all in agreement tonight. Will Arne Engels and Mateusz make us stronger? 83% are saying yes. So we're all in agreement tonight. That's fantastic because normally it's usually been a bit negative, the polls over the last couple of weeks. But maybe because we're getting a poll in, the poll's going in the right direction. Ha ha! You like that? But I'm here all night. No, I'm here for another 25 minutes. Oh, Jesus. Hope she was no listening to that. Oh, no, she's no. Oh, my God. Is Bernardo prepared to wait a year on the bench? Bernardo's not going to wait a year on the bench. Not a chance. Rio Hatate will be the man that leaves Celtic. Paulo Bernardo knows that he's got that 5-year deal. Paulo Bernardo will know that he'll get games this season. The players that are coming in need to fight their way into the team. There's not many players that come into a team and expect to walk right into it. And even at the £8 million mark, even players that cost £8 million, they do not expect to walk right into a team. It's not like the good old days when Tommy Burns brought in the three amigos and they walk right into the team and make an impact. As far as Brendan's still concerned, these guys will make us stronger. They'll get games periodically. They'll get brought into the side gently to make sure that they're eased into the team. It's going to be very, very different from just dropping players in and an £8 million player, and you're like, oh, fucking £8 million player, I'm sitting on the bench, man. Where the fuck's Brendan doing? What's Brendan doing? What do you think he's doing? Anyway, Utopia says Matty didn't score this season. He played bang average this season. He knew he was leaving. Utopia shouting that one. Fans need to see some of our players don't fit the style of Brendan that he wants to set up. Hence, it's the end of an era, says Lanky. I think it's the end of an era for... It's good. The player to watch tomorrow, right? The player to watch tomorrow to see if he steps up to the mark is Rio Hatate, right? When he sees that Matt O'Reilly's got his big move, watch Rio Hatate tomorrow, right? He's the one to watch for me. He's the one that needs to chin up, shoulders up, bring it on. I'll show you what I can do. I'll show you that I'm better than Matt O'Reilly. I'm going to boss this game. That's what Rio Hatate needs to do tomorrow. But he doesn't. He doesn't for long enough. He doesn't chase back. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't make tackles back and get the ball. It's a massive game for Rio Hatate tomorrow. He needs to step up to the mark. And especially if Bernardo's start. Well, Bernardo will start. If Paulo Bernardo comes on and completely outshines Rio Hatate, question marks then need to be asked about Rio Hatate's mentality about staying at Celtic. We know that he's still got 4 years to go on his contract or something, but if Paulo Bernardo comes in tomorrow and bosses the game and Rio Hatate just does what Rio Hatate does, then question marks will be then asked, is Rio Hatate on his way out the door? Has Brendan Rodgers seen enough? 2 seasons in a row that Rio Hatate started the season and he doesn't look interested. But that's just Rio's attitude, isn't it? But then he can turn it on. He can start against the Rangers next week and he'll go, fuck, that's it. The big game, I'll show you big game. And then he bosses it and scores a cracking goal for 25 yards out. You don't know. It's all about mentality, and it's a fantastic time of the season. Anyway, there's 348 votes so far. There's been over 1,921 people, nearly 1,912 people on the live. There's currently 508, but there's only 350 votes. Get voting on the poll. Get voting on the poll and tell us, will Arne and Mateusz, Arne and Mateusz, Mateusz, Arne and Mateusz, Mateusz. Oh, Jesus. See what happens here after the drink. 84% says yes, they will make us stronger. Right. No chance we will sign these players on the poll. The board is only interested in finishing above the only players we will sign. We'll be on deadline day. We'll be McGowan for Dundee for peanuts, says Stuart. Oh dear. What about Alvin Sanchez? Yeah, this is never a shout that he could still come in. Hatate is inconsistent and injured a lot, says Andrew. Yes, he is that. The Newco game is a small game for us. Exactly. Hope Rio doesn't spit the dummy out, says who really cares. Who's Brad? Have I missed someone? Have I missed a current one? Dun, 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 dun. I'm not even seeing it. I don't even see it. It's oh, 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 oh. Anyway, my boy's left a beer in the fridge. Squeeze it. Bernardo is a Riley replacement. Yep, I think so. The board have no intentions of backing Brendan, says Frank. Sign O'Hara, because they miss O'Hara still. Sorry, Baz, but that's how fucking board work, I'm afraid. Stuart, I think that we're going to get a big shock this week. I think we're going to get a massive shock this week, and I think that these two guys are going to come into Celtic, and the Celtic media and the Celtic media, the Scottish media are going to be left with their faces tripping them because they're going to say Celtic are buying the league. Celtic are buying the league. Look at them spending all that money. On bampots, man, they're buying the league. Look at them, fucking buying the league. Ah, Brad went off because you skipped his comments. I don't even know who Brad was. Brad was leaving, so you know. We said, "Off you pop." I can't read every single comment on this. Oh Jesus! Some people. Some people. Anyway, we're sitting at 18,284 subscribers. It's fucking all confused today. Which is absolutely fantastic. The next big one is 18,500. So if you can get us to 18,500 subscribers, oh, can we get to that before the end of the transfer window? We've got 1 week to. There's less than a week to go. Next Friday, and there's going to be a big, massive announcement come transfer day because there's going to be 3 lives on transfer deadline day that will be at least an hour maximum. Well, minimum of an hour. There'll be the morning call. The morning call, 9 p.m. on transfer deadline day, will be the first one of the day. Hopefully, Celtic will have all their transfer deals done and dusted by then, and we won't need to be on for hours in the evening. And then there'll be the afternoon update. Around about 5 o'clock Celtic Park time, where we will be on live for over 1 hour. We'll be on for at least 1 hour on the Friday then also to get any breaking news. But like I said, we're hoping the fact that Celtic will have all their transfer business done and dusted by Thursday at least. We're not wanting anything to happen on Friday. We're hoping that Brendan's sitting smoking his cigar going, we just spent 25 million. We just spent 25 million. And he's like, fuck this, man, I'm going on holiday for a week. We play the Rangers and then I'm away to Mallorca. I'm away to Mallorca for a week. Bugger this. Happy days. We're going to beat the current buds and that's it. Boom. Anyway, and then there'll be the evening running into the end of the transfer window. If it looks like Celtic will sign any players, we'll start around about 8, 9 o'clock at night, and then we'll see how long it will go. Because if we're not going to sign anyone, if the business of the day is done and dusted by then, I don't see much point on hanging about the transfer window as it slams shut. Fucking. And the glass that you hear crashing, the bottles crashing in Ibrox as it shuts. Bank holiday Monday, the board will be hiding. Yes, they will that. Baz, I wish I had your optimism. Says Stuart, just wait for it, man. Just wait for it. Honestly, it's going to be absolutely brilliant. I could just see it now. Baz aim for 20k before the window slams shut and the big glass goes everywhere. I can't see that. It's never going to happen. I'll be absolutely happy. I'll be over the moon if we can get that to 18,500 by next Friday, by the end of transfer deadline day. And I think it will take a massive jump on transfer deadline day, just like it did last season. Anyway, there's been over 2,125 people on this. It's time to end the poll. To end the poll for this evening, there's been over 300. Let me see. It's been 380. Now, that's a nice round number. Let me see if we can lose 1%. There's been 381. Oh, Jesus. We need to try and get it up a bit. As it stands, will the two players that have been mentioned, Arne and Mateusz, will they make us stronger if they're both signed by Celtic next week, which I think they will be? 84% said yes, 16% said no. We're 384. We're going to close it in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Why do people not subscribe? People do subscribe. The subscribers count goes up every day, but you lose subscribers now and again anyway. So it's I don't know. People just don't know how to subscribe. They just watch YouTube. They're not interested in being interactive. The poll has finished. Will Arne Engels and Mateusz make us stronger? 84% said yes, and 15% said no. 1% was stolen by YouTube once again. Anyway, with 386 votes, that was absolutely fantastic. But Brad is in the house again. Where is Brad's comments? Where is Brad? I don't see any of his comments. Oh, there you go, Brad. Sarah, if you're skipping my comments as well. I never left was a Scottish humour. You know, so there you go, Brad. Brad, I've just seen that's the first comment I've seen of yours, Brad. Right, whatever you were asking, ask it now before I come off, Brad. Right, I could see your comments now. Brad, no chance. We'll sign 2 CM when they won't play in front of Hatate and Kalmak, and they spent money on Bernardo. You took the hump because they didn't do that. The countdown and do the countdown. So do the countdown in Spanish, Baz. I'll do the countdown in Spanish next time, right? It's easy. John Boy from Loch Allen says, John, who's Brad? I didn't know who Brad was until there. Haggis Neeps and Tatty says, we need to get Engels and Bogusz in. Joseph Murphy's giving Braz a big shout out or a thumbs up. There's been over 2,220 people. The vote has now ceased. There's currently over 475 people on this live at the moment. Brad, you started it, pal. Anyway, big shout out to the one and only before we leave the video for this evening. You know who you are, mate. I hope you've had a fantastic evening. Baz, that was Walter White's brother-in-law in Breaking Bad. Oh, Jesus. Anthony Kircher, spot on. Brad is too expensive. Brad for left back. Oh my God, these are all absolutely bonkers. Anyway, I love every single one of you. Over 18,288. Let's get to 18,500. There's probably nobody going to watch this bit because it's at the end of the video, and people that watch the beginning when it's alive never really make it to the end. If you have made it to the end, thank you, and I mean that with all my heart. And I always love it when people make it to the end of the videos. It means that there's been entertaining a little bit. It's YouTube. It's an entertainment platform. It's not a news bulletin. And the music turn on. Anyway, on that note, have a fantastic evening, Celtic fans all around the world.